And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Cities Skylines. Alright, what is this warning here? Not enough buyers? Really? Not enough buyers for products? What? Angry Clans mobile games. Well, whoa, that cop is cruising. Maybe you shouldn't put so many ads in your mobile games. Maybe that's why. So I was looking, I'm looking at the unemployment, and looking at this kind of gives you this demand curve. Kind of tells you what the unemployment situation is. And looking at the population, you can see, yes, indeed, 13% unemployment. Not good. That's not a good level of unemployment. And obviously, we already have quite a lot of upgrades already done down here. But if we look at our unemployment in detail, you can see massive amount of unemployment down here. It's really hard to read this. Like, uneducated. I'm not... It's hard to read this. There's no, like... Highly educated, is that 79 are employed or 79% are unemployed? So I read it as 79% are employed, and we have quite a big discrepancy between number of jobs and number of people wanting jobs. That's how I read this. If there is another way to read it, I would be willing to hear about it, because that's the only way that I see that unemployment is 12%, because there's 1% there and there's 11% there, so 12%. So if we look at our education, elementary is fine, so that's educated. The high school, that's well educated. Pretty much the whole city, other than the new stuff. University, this is highly educated. Not as many people over here highly educated. So my highly educated workforce is mostly concentrated down here, of which this whole area is under the IT cluster, which, as we now know, employs fewer people than I would have liked. So yeah, 9 whole workers in that giant building right there. Not cool. So I kind of want a big area over here for office workers to try to take some pressure off of that well-educated workforce. So we are going to drive down here, and we're going to see what's going on. Try to go pretty far down, and then this. Do I want to take that? This is probably going to get a little busier. So let's take this 90 degrees, right? Let's first do that, and then we can figure out how we're going to handle the good old train stop over here. I think we're just going to go down like that. We're going to kind of cut down the middle of that, because this is already set up for really good road situations. So again, we're going to go there and there. We're going to use we're going to try to use anyway, a lot of, oops. Mass transit down here. Well, we're hoping that people are not going to want to travel too far in order to get to work. So, kind of betting on most of the workers here being from this giant block of people. I could be obviously wrong about that, but it is what it is. So let's get some park paths going here. Turn off road guides. Those always screw up the park paths. Yeah, you are fine right there, actually, because it's actually perfect because there was a mass transit stop right there. So that's perfect. Down here, again, let's just cruise down here. Now, do we want any commercial in this area? Obviously, we could tap this area over here for some access. I think if we do commercial, we're going to want to be careful because it is going to generate some traffic. I mean, I would be comfortable with maybe like a one-way. First, let's upgrade the tips of these like I did before to sort of make the U-turn that they pull here to make it a little bit better, because then they don't pull into that middle lane and do some weird, I don't know, it's a little bit better. Plus, you know, the nice trees. Everybody loves trees. So, all right. Now, let's put in a metro branch. Let's plan on this one coming right down here. We're going to have them move here. Slap this right in the middle. Come right up to the top. Like so. And then the, obviously, the tunnels can match up perfectly there. Let's get some curviness. And get straight here. I'm not trying to be perfect, just efficient. And how are we going to load this up over here? I don't like really coming right off the end of a station, because that's sort of... I don't like that. I just... personal preference. So we are going to come off here and just gently curve that around. Nothing too major. Yeah, that 90-degree turn is a little brutal. We could split that up, but whatevs. If it becomes a problem, I can definitely do that. I'm hoping that this, you know, satisfies quite a lot of demand for employment and starts raising my my demand for residential, so I can get that ritzy area that I've kind of already started zoning way over here. Like this little area in here needs to grow a little bit. All right. So we want to make sure district, no district. So let's actually remove the district from the road itself. Hopefully the buildings are all right. Oh, there's the ubiquitous sound effect. It's not a recording session until that happens. It just isn't. Okay, so we have that generated, and let's see. I suppose if I got like hundreds of subscribers a day, that would get a little annoying, and I would have to just mute it altogether. But until that day comes, and I rejoice in song and dance, we are gonna just have to deal with it. Okay, so I do want to. Oh, my mouse is just. My mouse hates me. It does. I'm gonna go out like that. That should start the zoning. I would like to get this out to at least here and leave that option for that road to go up and maybe branch off into some other commercial. And we're also gonna take some right down here. And the rest, I mean, the core of this whole area is going to be offices. I want lots of people, you know, working in this area. Lots of employment opportunities. And there, you know, this commercial also offers some employment opportunities, not as many, or as well educated. Well, I guess, you know, maxing out the quality of the commercial does help. So we're going to do offices like crazy in here. All of the offices. Boink. Just start building, guys. Just, you know, if you get power, you get power. And it's all good. Because slowly the power will creep down there. As you can see, it's slowly making its way down. I'd go like faster speed, but with a city this size, we're sitting at about 250,000 people. So we're definitely maxed out on the number of agents that we have, because the engine itself maxes out at 65,000. So once you hit a population of 65,000, it can't physically simulate the movement of everybody in the city. It sort of does a facsimile of it, and you know, it kind of falls short sometimes. But all right, so these should actually be bridged very, very soon, because these now are bridged, which should push this out. And obviously our demand is going to plummet when we do this. All right, how is our unemployment? Not doing too bad. As soon as they build proper and people start employing, getting a job there, it should start leveling up rather fast because of all the educated people. Yeah, this just leveled up instantly as soon as all those jobs were full. So, all right, these now were consumed, and electric is okay, water is okay, sewer is okay, garbage processing is okay. How are we doing over here? And we're finally back in the black here on our balance. We were in the red. We were losing money quite a bit for a while there. And now we've started to crawl out of that little shell. Another thing I want to mention, you know, I have read a lot of the comments. I read all of the comments. And some people have suggested other interesting ways, you know, maybe a challenge of creating a pedestrian zone area. That's something I kind of want to look at to see if it's even possible, because it would be hard to have like commercial that needs industry output in order to do that. Obviously disasters are in this city's future. I'm going to save it before I do it, and upload it for Patreons before I obliterate the whole city. But we're definitely going to have the worst of nature's wrath fall upon this city. So, you know, tidal waves, earthquakes, meteors, it's just going to be mayhem. Even maybe a dam break, you know, because, you know, that's a thing. But yeah, I honestly don't know with the water the way it is, because it's actually flowing backwards over here. So I honestly don't know if we break this dam, what this will do, because this water is almost the same height. So I have my doubts that a dam break would even make a difference, because all the water pumps that we have easily hit that. Okay, so how is our unemployment now? We are dropping in our unemployment, which is glorious. So yes, we are definitely employing more people. How are the mass transit systems doing? I don't think we even set up a line for those. No, we didn't. So let's set up a line. First line is we're going to create a new line here to here to here to here back to here. And then we're going to create a counterclockwise one. That one goes a little deeper in here. So I know this station here is very, very busy, but I want, you know, it's connected with a lot of different areas. So I'd like to include that so it allows people to move a little bit better. So we're going to create a new line, and we're going to go counterclockwise up here. Actually, this is clockwise, so the opposite of what I just said. Okay, so that is a clockwise rotation, and yeah, we, you know, some shenanigans happen, but I like doing loops with the metro. That way you have fewer of these situations where it tries to load in and out on the same line. The fewer of those you have, the better. Because it really hurts throughput. Really, really badly. So if we go over here, we have... Looks like one person wrote that. And hopefully we start having a few more people using it as people find jobs and stuff over here. And it allows us to draw more people in from over here. So a lot of pathfinding updates have to be done before you really see a lot of the changes to a system like that. But yeah, this is interesting. The blimp network. I honestly didn't know what to expect when it came to the blimp network, but this was one of the last things I expected, with this weird path system that it had going on. So, yeah. And somebody did say that, you know, all my tunnels with my trains has probably grossly impacted my performance, or my budget for trains. And what is deadlocked over here? What is deadlocked over here? You guys are going... Oh, you know what I think? Yeah, this is still crazy over here. Yeah, this whole exiting the city is now my bottleneck. Is kind of annoying because I have no control over that. Like, I have no control over how fast they go out. It was suggested to lower the train budget, and I can definitely try that. So let's go to budget. Trains. I can lower the train budget during the day. Let's do like 85%. Because, yeah, $40,000, or simoleons, or whatever you want to call them. That's by far, like, my biggest budget there, other than, you know, the expensive industry. But industry actually makes me a little money, whereas mass transit makes me very little. Like, yeah, it's crazy how little profit. Most of that I would say, yeah, a large portion of that is all trains. Because very few people are riding the trains. If we go to our... over here... Yeah, 0 passengers serviced. Like, really? I have 0 people? There's 265 on there right now. You know, one thing I want to do, I want to allow intercity trains again. It's one of the things that I forgot to do. So we have 226 there. And down here, 972. That's actually a little surprising. That many people cruising around on there. All right, how are we doing for zoning here? So industrial demand has plummeted as this area slowly rebuilds. Let's get some commercial out here. And maybe some up here. Pretty sure that's the, yeah, that's the edge right there. I could try to extend passenger service, maybe loop it up through here. Where would we go? No, there's really nothing up that way at all. We have a lot of abandonment over here. I'm guessing not enough buyers for goods. Yep, no one was buying their products. Low amount of raw materials. Well, that should be no problem at this point. Not enough raw materials. We have so many raw materials. Look at the traffic. I like that they're using this road now. That's helping relieve a little bit of the pressure here. One thing I could do is basically prevent left turns, and then everybody would need to go up here. So one thing I could do to relieve some of this stuff here. Oh, that car really slowed down when he took that turn. That is a brutal turn right there. What is going on here? Holy cow. You had to cross 2 lanes of traffic to get into there. Goodness gracious. The other thing that's probably consuming a vast amount of resources is my monorail line. I think because the budget badness started after I put that line in, because it is not servicing that many people, and there's nobody riding that thing. Even though it hits on some pretty big hotspots of employment. Like, look at this area in here. There's lots of jobs. And then coming down here. This is actually a train stop. I could. These are all workers are good to go here. Those are storages, so there are no workers there. Yeah, these all have max workers. These probably all are maxed out in workers. They are. And we have lots of metals now. So yeah, big amounts of exports, which is good. And of course, my main industry is way down here. So a lot of traffic is wanting to come down here. And ideally I would have like a another set of connections down here to sort of feed into all these industries, but I really don't know if the game would like accept that. Like, what? Why is this such a pain? Can I just get rid of like a few trains? There you go. Just move some of these trains. Like 7% full? That's ridiculous. Let's move some people or some goods or something. Let's move something. 7%. This is ridiculous. If that's how if that's how rail companies operated, they would be bankrupt in no time. See, I like that. 67%. Another 67%. 27, really? There we go. Now we're moving some stuff. Let's move some materials around, please. It has been suggested that I, one-way these, but now we really have zero issues. Like, it's really not a big deal anymore. Another 7%. Oh, he's off my screen already. How about you? 13%. So I just needed to move some of these trains through here. Maybe allow more trains to exit another way. I don't know. I honestly have no idea what the... If there even is a solution to that, because it's crazy. That is a problem. It really is. There we go. Some of these passenger trains will hopefully... Yeah, they're heading to the train station. So once they get down here, they should loop down and make their way through the maze of tunnels that is my train system underneath the city. All right, so we have some commercial, and I was planning on having residential down here. And what I could do is basically make it a little bit more squared off with keys and roads and stuff like that. That's kind of what I want to do down here. This is a nice area and all, but I mean it's the tourist destination, that's for sure. And we're winning lots of games. I don't know if that, like, I don't know if our city has anything to do with that, but we're definitely winning lots of games. I don't even know if that's a profitable building. Like, I have no idea if that's profitable, but time will tell. All right. Well, obviously, you might need some incentive to grow. So, how about some commercial right in the middle of you? Use it or lose it, it's an old saying, but how about our unemployment? Look at that, we're down to 3%. Much better. Much better. This was definitely the area to build in. I'm very happy with that. And now I can start to plan on having something over here. I think I'm going to need some like custom. What is this? Not enough goods to sell. Wow. Those are some opposite problems that we have going on here. Not enough buyers for products, not enough goods to sell. Look at the traffic over here. Why indeed? All right, well, that's going to have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.